Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stanley Parable or something. I don't know. I just know that this game is famous for its narrator, so I'm excited. I am excited. To be fair, I am I am kind of blind to it. I'm like 99% blind to it. It is the deluxe version, yes. Um, I did watch the original being played by Game Theory long, long ago, but I don't remember anything about it. So, yeah, I'm basically completely blind. I just remember there's like a office and the narrator. That's it. That is all I remember. All right. But anyways, before I just jump into the game, hope y'all are doing great. Hi Dreamy, hi V, hi Veld. How's it going? Uh, yeah, hope you guys are having a good day. Oh my god. Um, I'll be looking need to watch Andor. What is Andor? Is that a show? Is that the name of a pet? What's Andor? I wasn't, but at least I got paid. Hell yeah. We love getting paid. What's up, Phasma guy? Welcome. How's it going? Hey, can we choose Danish as our language? No. Alright. Uh, ads? Oof. Uh, I was gonna say something. Right. You wouldn't get ads if you used your Prime sub. I'm just kidding. It's a Star Wars show that's more about imperial politics. Oh, I think I might have heard of that actually. Interesting. Deutsch. Yes, definitely gonna play with German subtitles. That would be kind of funny actually. I'm not gonna lie. You wouldn't get ads if you use uBlock Origin. That is true actually. That is true. Don't spend money on me. Just get uBlock Origin. I agree with this. Have you played Silent Parable before? No. The computer is barely visible. Dude, my monitor is so bright I can still see it. But barely visible. I'm gonna go like that much. Current time. Oh my god, I'm gonna dox myself. That's kind of convenient that it's actually pretty close to midnight. It's a bit bourgeois in the sense that you feel the money they spent. Interesting. What do you like? You can see that the production's really high or something. Like the production value is high. Or what if I want to spend money on you? I I mean, I would say spend it on yourself first, but if you have extra, then I will take it. Hey, I'm not gonna say no to money. I'm just saying spend it on yourself first. You deserve it more than spending it on me, right? Nah, he's kind of lame. That too, I guess. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. I don't need no accessibility. Alright, it's a bit loud, I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't know why, but every game ever just starts off extremely loud these days. I have to immediately go in and like reduce the volume. It's kind of annoying. Simplified. Okay, I mean, right. Inward eye controller vibration. I want maximum field of view. And probably lower camera sensitivity. Okay, let's go.
This is
Production
the story
value.
of a man named Stanley.
Sorry, I gotta shut up.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is
Uh-huh.
what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Damn,
Stanley
no paid
was
vacation.
happy.
Well, you know what?
And then
Good
one
for
day,
you,
something
Stanley.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
Hi, Jamie.
he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Sorry, I'm listening. Oh, I have to step out. Okay, got it. Sensitivity is too high. I knew it. The games always have too much sensitivity. Sorry. I was focused on the narration. I was not reading y'all. Production value, lots of actual sets, less green screen work and all that. That's pretty cool. /J or whatever y'all young whippersnappers say nowadays. Okay. Okay, V. Fuck, I'm so out of the loop. I don't think so, but alright. /J fell off a year ago. I don't know. I still say /J. Well, actually, I never really did say /J, but I don't think it's out of the. I don't know. But yes, everything is quote unquote outdated at like a week after it starts. So, you know. Doomy fell off too. Yeah, you know. Yeah, don't listen to me. I'm my prime was I peaked in, I don't know, as V would put it, kindergarten or something. That's because you're an old man. Okay, well. Dude, the camera's still too. Sorry. This is. Oh, there we go. That is better. I hate Mondays. So true. Can I get an amen in chat for hating Mondays? Okay, I'll shut up. Okay, employee 427.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What if I don't go to the meeting room? Oh man. No free will.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Alright, that's how we're gonna do it. Narrative. Okay, you know what? If that's how we're gonna be, I'm not gonna move from here. Okay. Okay, we should be back. I was gonna say refresh. Okay. I don't know what happened. OBS was just like, no, I don't think so. So, alright. Anyways, we're back. You didn't miss anything. I was gonna say, I'm just gonna stay here. Oh. Since the narrative wants me to go to the other room, I'm just gonna sit here. Why does it sound like I'm... You can't jump. Oh, hey, I got an achievement. And I got an achievement for getting an achievement. That's great. Okay, fine. I'll go. Damn. People leaving all their computers on while unattended. Carbon footprint, guys. Come on. This feels like the original back
When
rooms.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ah, what do I do? What do I do? No. Well, I think it'll be funnier if I go. Okay, I know you're gonna call me a brat. I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ooh, employee lounge. You know what? I don't regret my decision.
Ah, yes.
Ooh,
truly
it's
a room
blue.
worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take it all in. We're gonna enjoy this view.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Paintings,
Really
there's
worth
paintings.
it.
Oh, there's paintings. Ooh.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Wow. I'm gonna say it until he runs out of
Stanley
dialogue.
sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I mean, you're still talking, so. That's crazy. That's crazy. You read my mind. Alright, I'll wait 5 more seconds. Alright.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
What is this room, though, I wonder? Oh, there's more. There is more over there. Oh, but there's something shiny over there. Do I want to go the completely inobedient route or something? Surely, I know this game has multiple endings. I'm sure, like, if I do everything wrong, I'll get an ending. Yeah, fuck it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That would check out for you. Say what you will, I'm having fun. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion, will cause death. No sign can tell me what not to do. And I can't read.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Oh, it's so
foot
tempting.
here.
It's so
I'm
tempting.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all what? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Alright. Hey, narrator, it isn't personal. I just want to explore, you know? I got the soul of an explorer. And I just wanna let my wings fly free. It's not you personally. You sound lovely. Do not stand on this side of the fence. Oh, there is no other side to stand on. No, wait, what? No buckets. Not a bucket. Will cause death, say less. Oh
Now
boy.
listen carefully, this is important.
Okay.
Stanley walked through the red door.
How badly do I want to commit to this? No, I'm committing. I commit all the way.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, you little bitch.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
Whoa.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Huh.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically
Honestly?
for you?
Kind of worth
Do
it.
not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third.
Oh.
This already
Ooh.
feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Wait. So he wants me to go to that door. Where did he want me to go initially? The left one? I'm going the left one. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about
Wait.
your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Honestly, I love exploration. I love that it's giving me options to do whatever I want. I do think he's a little bit of controlling, so I'm gonna go with 4.
So we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Previous
To be
playthrough?
perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard
Oh.
helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Oh. Interesting. Did you know that 21 skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% chose the blue door. Wait, only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. Damn, I'm in the worst 3%. These feel too. I don't trust these. The numbers are rising too steadily. Oh wait, yeah, no, this is fake. Fake numbers. Not only the you are the worst. Aw, thank you. Oh. Oh. This okay, that door does not what um is that supposed to happen? Did you break? I guess I did. Damn. Wait, is this not supposed to happen? Hmm. Don't know if that's I don't think it seems wrong. Maybe I have to maybe I have to walk backwards. Maybe I have to walk into this door. Crouch. Maybe I crouch here. Huh. Impressive. I'm just that good, apparently. It took me 10 minutes to break the game. Alright, I guess we begin the game again, right? Unless maybe I quit the menu and rejoin. Would that put me back here? Well, either way, I might begin the game again, so might as well try this, right? I wonder where it's gonna put me.
This is the story of a man.
Oh, okay. Back at the start. Alright. Take 2! Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna try that again, because I wanna play that route to the end. So
When Stanley came
I
to a
went
set
to
of
the
2
right
open doors,
door.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
Wow. Yes.
Amazing room.
This
Yep.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, that was different. Okay, so he does say different things if I go faster.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yes, and then he's gonna
Stanley, I think
talk
perhaps
about
we've
making
gotten off
amends,
on the
showing me
wrong
something
foot here.
beautiful.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really?
Alright.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Yep,
Now
sure.
listen carefully, this is important.
I'm listening.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Nope, I
Stanley
didn't.
walked through the red door.
I
still
heard you
don't
just
think
right.
We're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want
I do.
to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
I
don't
do.
let me stop you.
I won't let you
You
stop
see?
me.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it
Yep.
worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you
Specifically.
not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all
I think
for
the narrator
nothing,
hates me.
because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Skill trees would be cool.
Skill trees? Work
I
with
do
me.
like a
You've
good
given
skill
me
tree.
absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Alright.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Wait. Oh, okay. Interesting. I wonder if that's what
I'm
broke it
gonna
last time,
stop
because I
you
think the
there.
left
Now,
door.
Tell me about your experience with this new
I
version.
give it a
Would
4.
you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Alright,
Take
let's
a
see.
look.
It should work now, hopefully. Alright, yeah, so there's the whole leaderboard and stuff. Now, do you think it'll break again? I did not.
Now, would you say that
Interesting.
competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No, it did not.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
I love playtesting.
In this game,
What?
the baby crawls left
What the-
towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he
Okay.
reaches the fire, you fail. It's a
Okay.
very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course,
Uh-huh.
the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4
So why
hours?
don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep
Oh my
notes on
God.
your experience.
Oh my god. That is so loud. Okay, pause. That is so loud. Sound effect. Alright, this is just K-word the baby. Okay, here's the thing. You know me. I would do this for 4. I have the patience. I would do this for 4 hours. But I do also want to explore more of the game today. So I'm not gonna do it now. I'm definitely gonna try this off stream for 4 hours. Because I am sure this is the kind of game which has an achievement for doing this. Someone has tried it on YouTube, just watch that. Nah, I wanna experience it myself. I'm gonna do this. Tomorrow, maybe? I'll just I'll have Netflix on the side. I'll put this on my second monitor. You love suffering? I'm not one to back down from a challenge. That's all. But for now, the baby will die.
You heartless bastard. Did you
Okay.
do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because
'cause V hates
I don't know
babies.
what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me.
I'm
not
having
even
fun.
going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Oh.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
No, it was great.
Let's see. What do we have here?
I don't have to tell you, man. I love the
This
game.
seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Aha! Fascinating.
Is
What do
this
you think this game is about, Stanley?
is this
What's our
Firewatch?
backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
This is fucking Firewatch.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love
Patriots.
everything about this game,
Birds of
Stanley.
Wyoming.
And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I wanna see this room first. There's a lot of things here. What does that say? I cannot read that for the life of me. I love the super. Is that the Superman? I don't know. Not the Superman logo, but like this logo, whatever it is. I love it. We've all drawn that. Cookbook. National Forest of Wyoming. Studs. Space buffs. Honestly, quite a cozy room. What is this game? Oh, wrong way.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What? What's wrong, narrator? What can't be? Oh?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
That's quite right.
Another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Interesting. Big insurmountable walls.
Okay, I think
You love this next
will be
bit.
just the
Interesting.
thing.
I was right about the whole controlling thing. Yo, Rocket League!
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a
Let's
nice big
go!
box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Where are the boost pads?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
No,
Oh,
it's
what
Rocket
fun.
League.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
That's okay.
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the
You're a
ball.
bit too
Have
British
fun.
for that. Yo! Oh my god. Air dribble, air dribble. No, it's sports ball. Okay. Wait for it. Yeah.
Hold on. What are you
Oh.
doing?
Oh. Whoa.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
Ooh. Bye, narrator. Oh. 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 Where the fuck am I? Is this a horror game? No, right? It really gives horror game. I wonder if this is like a prototype or something. Or like a, you know, early game concept or something. Nothing here. Oh. Oh, 423. 424. Okay. 425. My office should be. There it is. Employee number 427. That's me. Whoa. Okay. Little, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Doesn't seem like there's anything to do here. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Interesting. Natter is a freak. He's like a possessive, like, you know, control freak partner.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Well, I think that's an ending. I think I got an ending. Right? So hooray. Oh, awaiting input. What the? Ooey. Whoa. Wait, did I check all the computers here?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Interesting. I wonder if, like, I can do this, like, once every run, and after, like, a few runs, or, like, a few endings, I'll be able to do something with that, maybe? I don't know.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so we did the brat ending, I guess. Let's do fully obedient this time. I will listen to everything he says without question. If he tells me to kill a baby in a fire, I'll do it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Rip friends. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Meeting room. Monday. Weekly targets. Admin. Marketing Mondays. Termination Tuesdays. We're broke Wednesdays. Pranking floors meeting. What to do about 4:32? Office party. Financial panic meeting. Is that there? Oh yeah, financial. Boss's inspection. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's reflect. Push for funding for RTD of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of broom closet. They keep saying 40x or 40x like everywhere. I wonder what that means. So why am I hearing clicking? Hello? Okay. Oh, the projector is changing. Interesting. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep targets on the topic of blank. Oh, I see. How to solve dispute. Let it ball up inside you. Take a wait. Sure, make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header. If there's some bubble at the end. Okay. Yeah, Rip Gross. Everyone is unique. You most of all. This is true. I am very unique. Help! I'm a post-it. Number of slides on the slide. Charts on slides. I want to see the one about like how to not get fired. Weight average charts depict the same slide depict on the same information. Okay. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please no more charts, I'm begging. Boss appreciation. Circle the top 20 things you love about your boss. I will not do that. Conflict on a diligent employee like yourself. Unless why hire you. Remember it takes two people to find a fine. Now, right now you're both of them. Your dreams of the future. Metamorphosis. Comatose. Oh yeah. Transcend. Oh, this one. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day. No, okay. Don't get fired. Alright. You know what? Fair enough. Take out passive aggressively. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Oh my god. Okay. Room closet. Chris? Chris?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Damn it, I don't want to listen to them. But nope, I said I would listen to them, so I'm gonna do that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, there's so many branching paths. I wanna explore. But no, I will listen. I will obey. Oh, that's the boss's office, I think. No. Business strategy. What does that mean? That looks so sad. Huh. Nope, that's not the boss's office. Focus. I like to explore too much for those.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Interesting. Oh, he has a cat. That's cute. Wait, I want to explore this room first before I put in 2845.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Hey, I'm looking
Trying
around.
to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Listen, I'm trying to explore, okay? I'll get to it.
2845.
Alright. You know, I'm gonna wait and see now. This is technically not disobeying him. I'm just waiting it out, you know? I will still do it. I'm just curious if he's gonna keep saying things. Guys, I think...
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story.
I was trying to type 2845. It didn't let me. Wait. Let me... 2845. There we go. Oh! Interesting. Link plus. Why is there a height? Why is there a height? I don't like that. It feels like something's gonna chase me. I'm gonna have to hide there. But there's nothing around me, so I don't know what would be chasing me here. Oh god, where are we going?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh. Okay, the narrator promised this is going to be a beautiful
Stanley
story.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Gasp. Escape. God. This game is so tempting with its branching paths. There's like 20 of them I've seen so far. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Whoa. This is gonna like start playing some like crazy movie across all the monitors or something. Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
47, that's me.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Damn. How many are there? 600? Ooh. Well, that one's mine. Right there. 427. That's me. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that would be pretty funny.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Technically, he is still under my control.
No. He refused to believe it.
Yeah.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes, I will. How? Oh, console? Mind control. Facility power. Okay. Ooh, e. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oh wait, I want to put it on, right?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls.
Wait, I thought I gotta.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
No, I wanted to.
Control?
No, I wanted to.
Oh, Stanley.
Bruh,
I
no.
applaud your effort, I really do.
I thought we
But you
had to
need
go back and.
understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go.
Oh,
Turn
my
the
bad.
controls off and leave. If you want to throw
you
my
should've-
story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Okay,
I'm
turn
afraid
up
you
now.
don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just
Oh, boy.
initiated
Okay.
the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
That's
How long
quite
until
convenient
detonation
for
then?
you.
Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Uh-huh.
It's your time to shine.
Oh.
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Wait, what?
This is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we
Blue
have so
one?
little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments
Wait,
until the
what?
bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Oh,
More
one.
time to talk about you, about me,
Two?
where we're going, what all this means. I barely
Wait,
know where
what
to
is-
start. What's that?
Uh,
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good
What does
mood.
that say?
You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to
oh,
them.
he will? Oh, that's
I
nice.
erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather
I'm confused.
amusing. Watching
Do I
you
not have
try
to
make
press
sense
1,
of
2,
everything
3,
and
4 or
take back the
something?
control wrested away from
3?
you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
5.
My goodness,
Where's 4?
only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know
Charge.
what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are
Oh,
precious
I'm so
additional
confused.
seconds, Stanley.
I was
really
okay.
intrigued. Oh
I-
dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean,
Kinda, yeah.
running from button to button, screen to
Alright,
screen.
don't call me out.
clicking
Okay,
on
that's
every
4.
little
Okay.
thing in this room. These numbered buttons.
Okay.
No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Okay. 1,
Stanley.
2. I'm just gonna
You're
do
in for
them,
quite a
even if it
disappointment.
doesn't do
But here's a
anything.
spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's
3.
just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
4.
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's
Yeah, the music's
but
going
I'm
hard.
going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then
5.
nothing. No ending here. Just you being
That didn't do
blown to
anything.
pieces. Will you cling desperately to your
Good
frail
boy,
life, or will you let
employee.
it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke.
Oh my god,
And
the
believe
camera
me,
shake.
I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade
Ah.
in until the moment I
Bye-bye,
say
chat.
happily ever
It
after.
was nice knowing you. Alright, so press off the next time. Gotcha. I definitely feel like there's things to do there. I just
All
don't
of his
think.
co-workers were
Okay.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But yeah, I was right. I have to do these across the endings. Okay, I was right. Cool, good to know. But yeah, as I was saying, okay, I'm gonna press off this time. But I do think there's a way to probably escape from there. I just don't know what it is. Maybe I'll unlock some information.
When Stanley came to a set of
other
2 open
endings.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In
Yet
here.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Yep.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep. Speedrun this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
There you go.
Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Fine. Alright, fine. I'll take things slow. Is that what you want? Oh, it doesn't mimic you. I missed that. Damn.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Mm-hmm. Yep, then gotta enter the mind control facility and yada yada. Okay, this time we're gonna click off.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's a room with a bunch of monitors. It's crazy.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I do. I'm the only one who can.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
Ooh.
nature revealed.
234.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's
Interesting.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, look at that. 234 is interesting. That one looks different. Maybe I should look around and see which screens look different. Maybe I have to remember those numbers for something. 104 is fired. 234 is weird. And then I don't know if that's 601 or something. That's fired. That seems like the only ones that I can see. Maybe something near the bottom. No, that's it. Okay. I'll try and remember those.
This mind control facility.
Awesome,
it was too
234. I'm
horrible
not
to
sure.
believe it couldn't be true.
Can't
Had
really
Stanley
tell.
been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I'll see if I can see it on this.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Oh,
His
it's just a
own
glitch.
life
Oh, it's like
in
missing
someone
though.
else's control?
It's missing
Never.
though.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Oh,
For he
0001.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I do see a bunch of numbers over here. Like 0521, 0142, 0001. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Maybe. Well, I'll find that out some other time. Right now we're doing the canon ending, I guess? I don't know. We'll see.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oh.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Oh. Was it?
Yes.
Oh.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Well, you told me
What other
you
mysteries
made them.
did this strange
You
building
raised them.
hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Well, you don't tell me what to do anymore, so... Nah, I'm kidding.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yay! I mean, he didn't lie. It was a beautiful ending. But easily the least satisfying ending. Not even close. Like, what was that?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't
Whoa.
find a trace of his co-workers.
What? What? I don't think that's... No, I don't think that's supposed to happen. What the fuck?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map.
Okay, never
until
mind,
he
that's
heard this
scripted.
narration and realized it was part of the
Okay.
game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary
God
into
damn
the
it,
nature
this
of
game is
video
reading
game
my
culture
mind.
and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have
No, I think it
thought
would
of
be different.
if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Yeah.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
I got time.
How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
You know, this time I do believe that he's actually just gone. Hey, interesting. Can't interact with that. Huh. Well, I guess I don't get an ending for this one? Alright then. But wait, I want to do that again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Why'd
room.
I do that?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, I was hoping I could like jump across tables or something. Well, I don't really see where that would take me anyway. Never mind. Can I climb on any of these chairs? Like, can I climb on this one? No, it's just this one. For some reason. That's so weird. Okay. Alright, what do I want to do differently this time? I have an idea. I think I know what I want to do differently this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, okay, no, I know what I want to do this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping, oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Interesting. I feel like I didn't spend that much time last time, so kind of a weird thing for him to say that. But well, this was my plan anyway. I was just gonna sit here in the broom closet until he said stuff. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
bitch.
to his boss's office.
Oh, the little bitch. I was gonna go back. What's downstairs? What is that? Fire hose. Car?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no
maybe I've gone
reason at
insane.
all. None of
From
it made any logical
pressing
sense.
the keyboard
And as
for
Stanley
years.
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have
Oh yeah,
finally
these are
found an
appealing.
answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then
Whoa.
he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Oh, things are
and
breaking.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Oh, that's
Now
normal.
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
69.
the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I'm
Not
real.
manifesting.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
What the?
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
He's so
And
real
in
fat.
that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She's still there. Huh. That was That was an interesting ending.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
Wha-
What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
What? Okay, the narration is changing a lot. He didn't give his usual spiel. I also don't see the input thing. Did I checked all the computers here. Pretty sure.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
that's not the
trace
same.
of his co-workers.
Maybe I should be checking all these doors every time. Also, you said the broom closet ending's your favorite.
When
I do
Stanley
wanna
came
go
to
back
a
in
set
the-
of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I do want to go back in the broom closet.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Really?
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Really? You're gonna block it off? That's so evil. Wait, can I not get the broom closet ending anymore? Oh man. Let me in. God damn it. Okay, well, I went down.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I know where to go now. Ooh, what's this? Executive bathroom. Ooh. I've got a feeling money's for stealing. But not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Hmm. That is quite an executive bathroom. Oh! Okay, I saw this computer, I was like, it might be on here. Okay, it was. Sweet. I'm glad I checked that. Where does this go? Take me up, elevator. Is that him humming Stanley? Oh my god. This is a long elevator ride. What? Why are we back here? Hello? This is really not take me anywhere. Again, I would sit here waiting for hours if that's what I needed to. I'm not gonna do it on stream though. Okay. I know. I can go to the
Okay, I think we
escape.
all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Damn. Okay, I guess the narrator's getting sick of the same things over and over. He's so tired. I know, right? Which does make me wonder if I do the exact same things many
Stanley
times in a row,
walked
what
straight
would he
ahead
do?
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah, I'm not scared of that.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I want this. I want to die. I want to face death. I want to look death in the eyes. Whoa.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye bye, narrator. I want to kiss death with tongue.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Why did the narrator change? What the fuck is going on? Oh, true ending?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh.
When
Whoa.
every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you
This is
see
true.
now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Huh. Interesting. Wait. There's a thing. There's an exit over here. I wonder if I can go through there. Because the windows I can. Ugh. No, okay. I see a lot of like window things here. I don't think I can go through all of them. The two doors. Huh. Interesting. This is pretty cool, actually. Credits? What? Wait, this actually feels like a true ending. Huh. That's crazy. Button sounds. It is so eerily quiet right now. I almost feel like not talking because it feels like I'm ruining the silence. Hmm. This is actually really cool. Oh. Hope it's good. Aw, these are sweet. Are you a rock? Thank you, Otto Tampio. Triple 12800. 2018 was 7 years ago. This is true. Sergei Medvedko. Oh, that is a good question. What is Stanley's last name? We just call him Stanley, but surely he has a last name. Countdown room. Oh. Countdown task. Oh. I'm gonna exit because I feel like this might have like ending. I feel like this might have spoilers or something. Oh, but I wanna keep exploring. Boss office. Oh, and I'm back here. Okay, I see. Gotcha. Where's this? Underground. What the fuck? Narration outtakes. Gavin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years. Huh.
Stanley walked over the bridge. Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Huh. This is really cool. This is like your very own like behind the scenes tour. That's pretty sick. Okay, let's get out of here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Why does this feel like this is like an actual like end, you know? Fuck it.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
I will kiss death with tongue. Alright. That was a pretty interesting ending.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, he's back to the usual spiel. Why was he so... Wait, why was he so different last time? Oh.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
We're almost at the 5th input. New content. Yo.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay. Sure. New content chat. Yo. This is...
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Uh-huh.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Is that
Please
so?
step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Huh.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here?
I think it might be.
Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. I guess the narrator is just as unaware as we
I have
are.
to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
The jump
All right.
circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Interesting. What is that?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
That's that. Okay. Alright. I did 28 jumps or something like that. Amazing new content.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game...
Hey, why are you
not
telling me I
bad.
didn't make this?
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Oh.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I'm so excited. New content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and
Oh,
hold
no.
them personally
No,
accountable.
narrator, not Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Aw.
What do you say, friend?
Aw. That's sweet. He thinks I'm a friend. What the fuck? Narrator? You seeing that shit? A friend. Narrator? What the fuck is this?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I
In
want to
the
show
vent?
you something!
Pause. Alright. I'll bite. This is so Portal right now. Like, it's crazy. Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Okay. POA or diced key in mouthwashing. Is this Elden Ring? Am I in fucking Elden Ring? No, okay.
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Aw.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
That is adorable, narrator.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game
I don't
originally
remember,
launched?
actually.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
2013, when the Stanley Parable was released. Unironically, this would be such a funny poster to have. Like in my room, just framed. This would be kind of fire. Our first kiss, my first car. The release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Smile because it happened. Oh my god. This is so... What the fuck? Oh, it's the first... Aw. This is so, like, cheesy. Oh. Don't play for 5 years. What? Is that an achievement? Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Are these actual achievements in the game? Wait, I can check. Test achievement. Huh. The 100%ers hate this trick. Wait, super go outside. Wait, I wonder if the original Stanley Parable had different achievements done. Played the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Well, I know what I'm doing next week. No, fuck, my internship starts. Dang it. Man. Well, I will, maybe I'll keep my PC running. I know, we'll see. Later, surprisingly. New York Times. This is pretty cute. This is pretty adorable. In loving memory, little Stanley. Aww. He's a little rat. He's a little hamster. Guinea pig? I don't know. A little guy. Oh, I wonder if Stanley was named after him. That's really cute.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created.
Persona
it was
3!
Skyrim. It was Persona
Yo.
3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk
Aw,
with an hour
narrator.
of new elevator content.
I think the narrator's going through like a midlife crisis. What the fuck? How did that change? Oh no, that's where it came from. Okay. There's some nice music playing outside. I wanted to keep listening to that. Minecraft. Tasteful, nostalgic. It was good. Memory zone maintenance. Person of the year. Yo. The end is never the end.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I wonder if I should have experienced like the base game first. I do wonder. The serious room. Oh my god.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Whoa.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Gasp.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Husp.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
One way to find out, narrator. Not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
You tell him, narrator. Now this looks like a CSGO or like a shooter game, like tutorial area. Like I feel like I gotta pick up a frag grenade and throw it in the box.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
A
You
little.
can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Aww.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
No, narrator, you can't let the hate comments get to you. You just gotta keep putting yourself out there, and hey, the haters will hate. But you don't listen to them, you listen to the positives.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh my God.
That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't know. I like you. I like the narrator. I don't want to skip his dialogues. I'm not gonna.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped
I'm
right
not
past
pressing
it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue.
I'm gonna
And it
listen to the
goes
whole thing.
something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working
Speak your
backwards, the
truth,
deduction
narrator.
therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and
Oh,
therefore
it's
by
looping.
becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably
Man.
we all until the end of time, at which time everything
Fine.
all... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes
No, you
and lengthy
looped.
ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander
does.
sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See,
I don't
now
know. I
you've
feel like
gotten me going
you
back to
make choices and your
manifesto.
choices
Heavens, at this
define
rate,
you.
We're going to be here all day.
In a
look,
way.
I have a
Obviously
method
not
for
all of
exactly
you,
this sort of situation, and I
Your
do find
choices
myself
affect
in this
you,
situation
and you
frequently.
affect your choices.
I'm going to say
both.
each word back
I wouldn't
and forth
say your
in
choices
repeated
don't affect you
succession
in any
until I
way.
become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go.
Go on.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Okay, it is just
Treat it.
repeating. Man,
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all
I
over.
think I see where
Oh,
this
I
is
can't
going.
wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the...
yep.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe
Oh my god.
30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to
I
myself
definitely have the
about. I know,
patience
it's
to listen
shocking,
to all
isn't
of
it?
this.
But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
There
I
was a
don't
door.
feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button
12
again.
hours?
It's been 12 hours! You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Huh?
You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Aww.
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
What?
2 weeks? I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking.
It's making me feel
you
bad for
saying nothing.
skipping it, man.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality
I don't want to skip him
curdling
anymore.
inward and decaying.
But I have a feeling he's
I
gonna
can
start looping
tell
again.
that I am becoming less and less real.
I don't want to hear
Yet
him
to
right
speak
now.
to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again.
You do.
And I've cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Oh, he's just gonna be silent now? Alright. I have to... Oh, sorry. Hit the mic away. I have to skip him again. He's gonna be mad about this.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after
Oh
a
my
year.
god.
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible, the spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well.
Oh no, he's
Perhaps
become like
you will somehow, in some
becoming
way,
more and
have
more
to live as I do now.
doomer.
And I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Oh boy, he's completely losing it. Narrator. Psst, 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 psst. Psst, 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 psst. Narrator. I'm here. Well, the last one was over a year, so this is probably like over a decade. Now what? A century? Oh boy. I hope he's not dead.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be
What?
funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely
Maybe,
anyone
yeah.
can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression.
He's completely losing it.
So because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our
He's
fights
not
of
even
fancy
talking to
be
us
so
anymore.
impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the
I don't know.
calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just
Prediction: next time I press skip, it's gonna cut them crying.
jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves, they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me.
There is
Perhaps the
truth
state of
in
their
that.
psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsy.
He's gonna cry now. No? I was sure he was gonna cut them like crying and like sobbing.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never
Oh,
the
no.
end, is never the 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 end, is never
Oh,
the end,
no.
is never the end, 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 is never.
Oh no. Oh. What the fuck happened here? Oh. The ceiling collapsed. Fascinating. Oh. The outside. Think I can like climb out of here eventually? Ooh. Fascinating. Oh no. I wonder if this is gonna end with like the heat death of the universe or something. Hmm. Not ominous. Oh. Oh my. Oh my fucking eyes. What the fuck? keep going towards the sun. Oh. Oh, that's it. Oh. What the fuck? Huh. Interesting. What now? I'm in heaven, apparently. Do I have to find like one button that's different from the rest? I guess this one looks kind of bright. No. What do I do? Narrator. Oh, narrator. Narrator. Um. Hmm. Gonna keep pressing buttons until something happens. Okay, I don't think anything's happening here. Oh, okay. Okay, that stays there, so I guess that's just heaven then. Wait, maybe... Was that... That did say blue button 1, right? That one ending? I wonder if this is the actual end. And I have to figure out which buttons to press. That would be cool. But, I'm gonna end it here for today because I am quite exhausted actually. I am very EP sleepy. So, I'm gonna end it here for today. But, we got through, quite a bit. We got through a few endings. EP BP, yes. Thank you for being here, V. I hope you had fun. Have you seen all the endings? Or like, was there stuff you saw today that was like new even for you? Not gonna lie, I don't know. Did you already see everything that I saw today? Like, did it all see like familiar to you? Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Alright then. Well, I'll be back tomorrow probably. Similar time. Maybe a bit earlier if I can. So I could go for a bit longer. Or I might play repo. I don't know. We'll see. I will ping in the server. Thank you for being here. Thank you all the lurkers and all. I'm gonna go sleep because I'm EP. Bye bye. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful night.